Welcome to the NGEN Markets updates. In this particular set of an update, we are going to be talking about a couple of tools and functionalities which we have previously released in the NGEN Markets terminal. One of them is the RTA settings, which can now be managed from the settings section directly from within your login. You can now edit or add your RTA details here. All you need to do is head over to the settings tab here within RTA Connection. You can now edit your details. Now please note that you should add one RTA source for both CAMS and Karvy files, and these settings will then be reflected on the client list shown in the RTA Connection tab in the client section itself. You can now download category averages historical datasets in the NGEN Markets terminal. To do that, head over to the Funds section, and within Category Averages tab, you can now check the history of any category. Now, if you want to download these datasets, all you need to do is head over to this tab, and you can now download these datasets in an Excel format. And that's how you can now see the category averages is now being downloaded as an Excel with the date and the return in percentages. The point-to-point tab in the Compare section within Compare Securities now has an option to use the Lumpsum amount to check final values based on your date input. All you need to do is select your particular set of a date here, and once you do that, you can now create 5 sets of scenarios, and you can now see the lump sum investment value. You can now put in a value of 1 crore, 10 lakhs or even 5 lakhs accordingly into the system, and once you check it out, you can now see the lump sum final values. Effectively, you can also change these datasets into annualized or absolute return sets for the point-to-point analysis. We have now released a new tool in the Launch Tools menu in the NGEN Markets, which is called as Charting. Now we have integrated with the third-party provider to bring technical analysis for any securities within NGEN Markets. There are several options on the left panel on this chart where you can effectively take a look towards and check in different sets of technical indicators, chart labels, and other advanced charting functionalities in this particular set of a tool. We have now added simple and compounded excess returns to the performance statistics tab for all analytics. Now these all analytics will include mutual funds, portfolios, and even custom securities. Here what you can do is you can take a look towards these relative data sets like annual excess compounded return over the benchmark and annual excess simple return over the benchmark given into the system. When updating data for custom securities, NGEN Markets will automatically check for the weekends and warn the user. Effectively, what you can do is you can add in any datasets in the custom securities tab. We have also given an example file here. Now if you have any datasets which include any datasets for the weekends, once you validate it, you will now get a warning, which is this particular set of a date is a weekend, and please input only the weekdays datasets in the NGEN Markets custom securities tab. We have now added an option to add a watermark to fund and portfolio PDF reports. To generate such kind of report, all you need to do is load any analytics and click on the PDF button here. Once you do that, you can now see the option for create watermarks of your organization name, and once you create the PDF, you will now see the PDF being downloaded, and you can now see the PDF will have the watermarking of your own organization effectively in this report. As a result of multiple requests from NGEN Markets users, we have now manually changed the top level category of equity and debt index funds and equity and debt ETFs from others to equity debt. Now here you can see the index funds and the ETFs are now being onboarded in these categories, and you can effectively check this out in our NGEN Markets screener itself. Now please note that SEBI still uses these categories on the top level as others rather than equity and debt. The screener category selection box now also shows the number of funds for each category before you make your selection. Now all you need to do is just click on this filter category, and you can now see the number of funds for each category. For an example, if you see the mid-cap funds, we now have 58 primary mid-cap funds. Now let's talk about some of the bug fixes. Now portfolio compare screenshots were initially not including the bottom parts of the screen, and this has now been fixed. All you need to do is just add in the portfolios you would like to compare and click on the screenshot button. Once you have done that, you can now see the entire screen being screenshotted, and you can effectively use this for your effective comparisons of the portfolios. The portfolio improve can sometimes fail to provide a solution in specific cases. Now this will now show an error message if in case the portfolio improve does not work out. Now please write us to support@engineresearch.com with your portfolio details if you face these kind of issues. Now in this case, the portfolio improve which we have now running is currently showing the result. So that's why if you face the issue, you can definitely connect with us.